In the darkest days of World War II, when Europe was engulfed in terror and the world seemed to be collapsing under the weight of violence, one story shines brighter than the rest. It's a story not just of survival, but of defiance, of a young woman who dared to challenge one of the most brutal regimes the world has ever seen. Her name was Masha Bruskina. At just 17, this Jewish girl from Belarus became more than a resistance fighter. She became a symbol of unshakable courage in the face of unimaginable horror. What she did and the price she paid is a story that will grip your soul. Masha was part of an underground resistance in Minsk, helping Soviet prisoners of war escape the German forces. Every action she took was a risk. Every move could have been her last. Yet, she pressed on, determined to fight against oppression. But Masha's story wasn't destined for a happy ending. The Gestapo eventually discovered her activities. Her fate was sealed. What followed was one of the most heartbreaking moments of the war, her public execution. But this moment, instead of silencing her spirit, turned Masha into a lasting symbol of resistance. Imagine the fear in her heart as she was captured, paraded through the streets with a sign around her neck labeling her a partisan, a rebel. Yet even in the face of death, Masha Bruskina displayed the kind of courage most of us can only dream of. Her bravery wasn't about one grand gesture. It was the quiet, resolute dignity with which she faced her final moments. As they prepared to take her life, she remained unshaken, standing tall for the world to see. On October 26, 1941, Masha Bruskina was hanged publicly in Minsk, alongside two fellow resistance fighters. The Nazis intended her execution to be a warning to others, a display of power meant to crush the spirits of anyone thinking about defying them. They wanted fear to ripple through the hearts of the occupied people. But they underestimated Masha. Because her story didn't just fade into obscurity, it ignited a flame. Her sacrifice was no longer just a tragic end, but a testament to the human spirit's ability to fight against unimaginable evil. Though the end was brutal, her memory lives on, growing stronger with time. She might not have been famous during her short life, but today, Masha Bruskina's name is spoken with reverence. Her courage transcended fear, and even in death, she gave hope to millions who came after her. Every time we recall her story, we honor those who had no weapons, no armies, but dared to stand for freedom. This is more than just a historical tragedy. It's a powerful reminder. Masha's story forces us to confront the fact that even in the darkest times, human courage can shine brighter than the evil that surrounds it. Her defiance, her quiet bravery, is an inspiration, especially to students, history lovers, and anyone who's ever wondered what they would do when faced with impossible odds. Masha Bruskina's life teaches us something unforgettable. Real courage is not always loud or heroic in the way we see in movies. Sometimes it's in the quiet strength of standing up, knowing the price, and doing it anyway. Masha stood for her people, her beliefs, and her country, even when the whole world seemed to be falling apart. Her legacy reminds us that even in the face of fear, one voice, one person, can make all the difference. Remember her name, remember her story, and never forget the power of a courageous heart. If Masha Bruskina could find the strength to stand up against tyranny, then we too can find the courage to face our own challenges. Her story tells us that even in our darkest hours, we can rise, fight, and leave a legacy of hope and resilience. Be brave, be kind, and always stand for what is right, no matter how difficult the path. If Masha Bruskina's story moved you, and you believe in the power of history to inspire, I invite you to join this journey. By subscribing to this channel, you will continue being connected with more powerful stories of courage and resilience, and be able to help keep these important lessons alive. So So let us make sure the voices of those few who stood against tyranny, like Masha, are loud and clear. Hit the subscribe button and be a part of this mission to remember, reflect upon, and learn from the past. See you in the next video.